Bonjour and welcome to the very latest episode of This is Paris. Coming up in this week's show, Kylian Mbappé strikes again as Paris continue their charge towards back-to-back Ligue 1 crowns away to Toulouse. Bonjour, Monsieur Silva. The Paris Saint-Germain captain talks to us about becoming a French citizen. A sight for sore eyes, Neymar Jr. is back on the football pitch after 2 months on the sidelines. And there's a place in the final of the Coupe de France's stake as Paris entertain Nantes.
Bonjour, je suis Thiago Silva. Vous regardez This is Paris.
On the final Sunday in March, the reigning Ligue 1 champions were on the road to France's southwest to take on Toulouse in the final match of week 30 of the season. For this first match back from the international break, Thomas Tuchel was without no less than 6 regular first-team players and went with a new-look starting 11. Alphonse Areola was in goal. Presnel Kimpembe, Marquinhos and Thilo Kehrer comprised a 3-man backline. Layvin Kurzawa and Colin Dagba were the wing-backs. Juan Bernat joined Leandro Paredes and Christopher Nkunku in the middle of the park. And Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting partnered Kylian Mbappé up front. Paris had control of the ball for the entire first half, enjoying 70% possession, but chances were hard to find. In the 17th minute, after a great run from Mbappé, whose shot was palmed out by René, Choupo-Moting fired over with the goal at his mercy. Toulouse hit back 20 minutes later, Alphonse Areola pulling off a sublime reflex save to keep out Julien's header. The second half started the same way the first had finished, with a great save from Paris's World Cup winner, this time denying Yaya Sanogo with an outstretched foot. Les Rouges et Bleus finally made a breakthrough in the 74th minute, courtesy of the inevitable Kylian Mbappé. From Thilo Kehrer's cross, his second assist in as many matches, the world champion netted his 27th goal of the Ligue 1 season. And better still, he scored in his 7th consecutive league match, just one short of Carlos Bianchi's club record set 40 years ago. Thomas Tuchel's men held on for the 1-0 win, taking their league tally to 80 points after 29 matches, another record. He has to keep going like that. We know how talented he is, his potential. It's rare that he doesn't score when he has a chance. We tell him to keep calm if he misses, stay positive. Sometimes he tries and tries and it doesn't go his way. And there he has half a chance and he saves us. And I hope he always stays positive like this. They had us on the back foot at the start of the second half. They had one good chance that I saved with my foot. And then it's good that we got that goal and had a bit of breathing space. It's never easy after the international break. They're very difficult times for our players who travel all over the world and play a lot. That's why this match was a big challenge. The team has shown a great mentality, great character. We played very well and we never gave up.
On a joué et on n'a jamais lâché pendant le match.
This is Paris, as a sight that Paris fans have been waiting for. Neymar Jr. back on the pitch at the Uradu Training Centre. After breaking the 5th metatarsal in his right foot against Strasbourg in the Coupe de France round of 32, way back on the 23rd of January this year, the Brazilian enjoyed his first session back on the pitch with the ball. The light at the end of the tunnel. His towering presence at the back for the last 7 seasons has made Paris Saint-Germain defender Thiago Silva one of the emblematic faces of the capital club. And now the Rouge et Bleu captain has a red, white and blue passport to go with it, receiving his French citizenship last month. To tell you the truth, I never thought one day I'd be French.
I've
been playing here for 7 years now, and I never thought that. It's great for me, because if you're still here, it means that I'm doing a good job, because I still have the confidence of the club, the president. And it's also great for me to see my kids like this, with a French passport. They speak French, English, Portuguese. It's extraordinary to be able to do this for your children.
Bonjour, PSG.
His father, his brother, everybody is in support.
When you live here for 7 years, when you're immersed in the French culture, for me personally, I really feel French. Even if I was born in Brazil and I play football for Brazil, I feel French. I joked with Kylian and Presnel the other day, saying, if this had happened a year earlier, I'd be a world champion like you too. On the 18th of September 2012, the first Champions League match of the season against Dynamo Kiev, and a first match for Thiago Silva with his new club, Paris Saint-Germain. It was a very special match for me to play that first game in this jersey, and to score at the park was magnificent. It's something I will never forget. The first match of many. Since joining the club in the summer of 2012, the Parisian skipper has played 277 matches in Rouge et Bleu. Having already been captain longer than any other player, he will soon make his entrance into the top 10 of the club's all-time most capped players. Paris Saint-Germain represents a lot in my life. I love being here. I love to play for this shirt, to play at the Parc des Princes. It's an incredible atmosphere to play football in, and I'm the captain, which makes it all the more special.
J'ai jamais imaginé de
I never really thought I'd spend so much time in one club.
Comme ça dans nos clubs. En Fluminense, j'ai passé
I spent 3 years at Fluminense, 3.5 years at Milan, and now it's nearly 7 here. A lifetime for a footballer, and something extraordinary in my career.
D'extraordinaire que j'ai fait dans ma carrière. Je me sens
I feel even stronger now than when I signed. I think this has been one of my best seasons. I'm very happy with how my season has gone so far. A brilliant season confirmed by the statistics. If El Monstro makes a surprising 0.4 tackles per match, about as many as Edinson Cavani, it's because he uses his experience and vision to anticipate and make interceptions. So often, in the right place, at the right time. With experience, you try and read what your opponent will do before he does it. If he has the possibility to play the ball in behind me or not, you have to anticipate what's going to happen. To have the chance to share this with Marky and Presco is magnificent. When you're young, you're strong, like Presnel, who's always ready for combat because he's so strong. Marquinhos too, the same thing. But with the experience, 27, 28 years of age, they will get better at anticipating. They will see that they don't have to fight every time to win back the ball. You start to understand what the player with the ball is going to do. That's very important for me, because I don't always need to tackle. When I was young, a coach told me something that I've never forgotten. A central defender should never find himself on the ground. It's always better to be on your feet, to try and take the ball on your feet. Because even if you don't win it back, you can try again. But if you're on the ground, like I often say to Marco, don't tackle, don't tackle. But he never listens. Even if for me he tackles a lot, he always wins back a lot of football. He's a very intelligent footballer, and sometimes he doesn't need to tackle, but he keeps doing it. That's Marco. That's the way he is. He's an extraordinary player who does incredible things for the team. That's why I call him the little fenomeno.
Le championnat français, il est pas facile.
The Ligue 1 Championship isn't easy. Nobody does you any favors. You have to be at 100, 110% every single match, because every team gives everything against us. I often think if every team played the way they play against us, against each other, they'd be a lot higher up the table. Perhaps that's the difference at the highest level. Because we have to be at our very best every game. Because when we lose, the pressure is incredible. That's why we try and prepare as well as possible for every match, with plenty of respect for our opponents, and why we keep on winning. Coming up, the girls get ready for their season decider against Lyon with a win over Rodez. And we take a trip down memory lane to see some familiar faces as we warm up for the Coupe de France semi-final and the big one against Nantes at the Parc.
Sono Marco Verratti, voi guardate This is Paris.
Bravo. Ah 7-2. Continuez, non? C'est fini.
J'ai gagné 11, tu gagnes 7.
Salut toi.
Blague à part, mon chat. Quand tu veux.
Chat.
After their victory over Toulouse in Ligue 1, the players were back on the training pitch at the Urdu Training Centre to prepare for the semi-final in the Coupe de France against Nantes. Today was all quality. The yellows, real quality. Just a few days after their heartbreaking elimination at the hands of Chelsea in the Women's Champions League, the Paris Saint-Germain women's team were back on Division 1 duty with a Week 19 clash at home to bottom club Rodez at the Stade Jean-Bouin. And Olivier Echouafny's side were quickly in front. Just 4 minutes on the clock and France international Grace Guilloro volleyed home from the edge of the area. Just before half-time, captain Irene Paredes doubled the advantage from Wang Shuang's cross. And 2-0 became 3-0 just before the hour mark via Nadia Nadim. The win saw Paris draw level at the top of the standings with defending champions Lyon, where Paris travelled to next. We did the job and we did it well, scoring 3 goals and giving us the chance to play for the title.
The match against Lyon is like a final. We are fighting for the title and we are going to have to be at our very best, totally motivated. This game will decide who wins the French championship.
Against Nantes, Paris Saint-Germain will play their 19th Coupe de France semi-final and the 3rd against the Canaries. In the 2003-04 season, Les Rouges et Bleus, trained by current Nantes boss Vahid Halilhodzic, travelled to the Stade de la Beaujoire. Fabrice Fiorez opened the scoring in the 50th minute. Only for Nantes to equalise in the dying seconds through future Parisian Mario Yepes. It went all the way to penalties, Paris winning 4-3 in the shootout. Les Rouges et Bleus went on to lift the cup with a 1-0 win in the final over Châteauroux. Two years later, and the two sides met again at Le Beaujois in the last four. In the 68th minute, perfectly played in by Pedro Miguel Pauleta, Fabrice Pancrat beat Michael Landreau. But celebrations were cut short when Nantes struck back 4 minutes later with Mauro Seto's header. In the end, it was the club legend, the Eagle of Açores, that sent Paris into the final. Pauleta netting one of his most emblematic Paris goals from Vikash Durasso's pass. And the final was a Coupe de France classic against Olympique de Marseille. Bonaventure Kalou and Vikash Durasso scoring as Paris Saint-Germain lifted the cup for the 7th time. Four-time defending Coupe de France winners Paris Saint-Germain were looking for a place in the final for the 17th time. Traditional rivals Nantes were standing in their way. A Nantes side that had lost their last 16 straight matches against the capital club. The sold-out Parc des Princes was brought to their feet when, on the half hour, Marco Verratti scored his first goal of the season with a crisp shot from the edge of the box. They were defending very deep. It was important to shoot from distance because we couldn't find space in the box. I'm happy to have scored, but especially it was the goal that opened the match. It took a bit of pressure off us. It's good because he doesn't score very often, but we're missing so many attacking players at the moment. We need him to step up. He deserves it. He played well. Everyone's happy for him. Paris were in front, but soon without another injured player as Marquinhos limped out of the game holding his hamstring. "20 minutes into the second half and Paris earned a penalty after Palois handled in the box. Kylian Mbappe thought he doubled the lead, only for the referee to order a retake. And this time, Tatarusanu made the save. A man to the good after the sending off of Khalifa Koulibaly. Thomas Tuchel's side made the game safe late on. Dani Alves brought down in the box. A second penalty for Paris, a second chance for Mbappe, who coolly slotted home his 12th goal in just 8 Coupe de France matches for Les Rouges et Bleus. And himself just back from injury, Dani completed the scoring with a tremendous third goal. Like Verratti, his first of the season.
I don't score much goal. I play for my teammates. I play to help them.
So, but sometimes it's special to score, no? And I think that's a beautiful goal.
I'm very happy because he worked very hard to be ready for today, to help the team.
Oh, the feel is amazing. The feel is amazing. Win, score. I help my teammates, so very happy to come back.
Nantes' best chance arrived in the 97th minute, but Presnel Kimpembe was not in generous mood. In the last minute of the match, Presco defended superbly. That's the perfect example of how hard this team works. They're exceptional, and I'm very, very proud of them. Paris Saint-Germain have qualified for the final for a record-equaling 5th year in a row. And now it's time for the big one, against Rennes at the Stade de France on the 27th of April.
Abonnate al canal de YouTube de Paris Saint-Germain.
Abonne-toi à la chaîne YouTube du Paris Saint-Germain.
Subscribe to the Paris Saint-Germain channel.
Inscreva-se no canal do YouTube do Paris Saint-Germain.